All of the AI are standing on chairs.
Thought they fixed that.
They definitely didn't.
It's like the 10 credit repair bug in Elite. It just is forever. Let's see.
Welcome to New Deal Shipyard.
It'd be under the personal tab, right? Probably.
Maybe. Have you ever done any Miles Eckhart missions?
I think I did the first like 1 or 2 of them, right? Because you're chasing like a gang.
I haven't done any of them, and I remember when they first introduced him as a character during CitizenCon, and they never added him while I was paying attention to the game, and then they added him when I wasn't paying attention, and then I totally didn't know he was in the game. I still haven't figured out how you get any of his missions.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Well, I mean,
that's kind of like what I was saying. I'm like, well, maybe we can like just do something like that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I mean, doesn't it just one of those ones that, like, pops up at the top of your screen at some point?
The Miles one?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Or do we just have to go talk to him?
Is he in,
He's in
Kirsten?
Lorville, yeah. Here, I'll come down.
Because I don't think you can actually talk to him without having, like, a mission.
Only one way to find out.
That means I have to go to the train station again. And go back to Metro Center? Or is he hanging out with all the ritzy...
He's in the bar, right? What's the bar called?
Yeah. Too much... Can't handle my drinks. That's what it's called.
It's called Bartender AI. It's
Sorry?
broken. It's the Bartender AI being broken again.
Are you already here?
No, but I remember trying to use it when they launched this patch, and it's not in a good spot. I think there's one that's like a chance to impress, but I think that's Ruto.
Meet Miles is appointment mission for Miles
Please
Eckhart.
proceed to assigned landing.
The mission Eckhart Security Job OP is an invitation from Miles Eckhart to a law-abiding player who
Okay.
has found success from bounty hunting to meet at M and B.
Should I take a bounty real quick?
Well, maybe we can, I don't know, there doesn't seem to requirements. Okay, Journeyman Tracker's License and Certification.
Alright,
So
I've
you
got
need
that.
Journeyman.
Yeah, I'm good to go there.
So, yeah, and are you in proximity?
Yeah, I'm coming into Lorville right now. Not very effectively, but I'm landing. So I clip my wings on the inside of the hangar.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines offline.
Let's see, I've got stuff in the ship that should probably
The thing is, like,
move. There we go.
I always wonder about this with this game. Are they like holding back? Because like I don't know if this was me making this game, I'd be adding missions like and character, because that's the whole idea of the game, right? Is to have like
Well, didn't they have like a bunch of high-end voice actors? I mean, I know they had them for Squadron 42, but didn't they bring them in for this as well?
if they did, and I have a feeling they might have recorded stuff for Star Citizen, but I have a feeling we're not going to see any of that stuff until like much later when
Yeah.
Star Citizen, or sorry, when
Welcome to
Squadron
the
42
vehicle
is
retrieval system.
out. Then you might see some Star Citizen
visit
stuff
us again.
with like, I don't know, Liam Cunningham, or what's the guy's name?
Liam Neeson.
I doubt you're
All the Liams.
Liam Neeson. That'd be hilarious.
Alright, Metro Center. I don't care what anybody says, I like that we have real mass transit in this game.
Yeah, I think
Everybody's
it's
like,
pretty
oh,
cool.
it wastes so much time. I'm like, yeah, but come on, you're riding a train.
Now arriving from Metro Center.
So the one thing I noticed with this new setup is the GPU is definitely being worked more because it's riding at 98% like most of the time,
Like,
as opposed
because
to
you can actually feed it everything
Yeah.
it needs.
But I'm not going to replace it until I know for sure that I want to.
You have a 1070?
Yeah, I mean, it's still fine. Like, I'm playing a game that just came out like 3 years ago.
You're playing at 1080p?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
And I don't have I might get a 1440p monitor at some point, but it's not a huge concern for me. 1080p is more than sufficient.
Yeah, that's where, like, I know I keep saying this, I'm like, oh, I really want to build a new computer, like, this one's getting long in the tooth, it's having a hard time, it's giving me signals of, like, it might break, right, where, like,
Right.
all of a sudden my USB ports stop working, or, like, my audio ports stop working, or my processor just, like, craps out and loses power.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, what kind of... Do you think it's the power supply, or...
It could be, or it could be, like, some of the power delivery stuff on the motherboard not being in great shape anymore. Because, I mean, I've had it
What kind of
over...
a board is it?
It's a full ATX Asus board. It's a X99, so it's 8+ years old.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much had it overclocked the entire time.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely in a, you know, it's been pushed consistently. Oh, where is M&V, SB, whatever it's called? Here we go. Found it. Where are you, Brevity? I need to send you a party invite, don't
I am at the transit station.
I? Okay, yeah. Send you the party invite.
Are you wearing a blue dress?
No. No, I'm not wearing a blue
Why are you
dress.
wearing a blue dress?
Is it the hospital dress, or is it the legit
Yeah.
dress? Oh.
The guy actually responded to me.
Nice. Oh, yep, standing on tables. Yeah, here's old Miles. It won't even let me sit across from him.
Yeah, I think you need to get
You looking for somebody?
I think you need to get the mission from him before you can visit.
It just says, you looking for somebody, and won't talk to me.
Oh, it's crazy out there. Ain't much better than here, kid.
It's a Home Alone reference, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. Let's see if I've got any appropriation. No.
A chance to impress?
Who's that from?
That's the Vaughn one, right?
Yeah, that's Vaughn. Silence. A lot of Ninetales missions. Unless it's under...
I like that there's a bunch of tar pit salvage jobs. It's like, hey, all of these ships were destroyed while racing. Go and salvage them.
When I was, what is this? Olympus Principle. The family of Anne Kroll. Oh, that's just a... Never mind. When I was running a couple bunkers while I was waiting for you to come on, I really like when a bunker tells you a story. So, like, you go in, and on the way in, there's, like, one destroyed ship, and then, like, a starter ship next to it that's still intact. And then, like, you go into the bunker, and you see, like, med pens all over the ground, and, like, a couple of bodies that have been, you know, looted or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're kind of figuring out that, like, somebody went in here, got killed, came back, you know, got their stuff back. You kind of have a sense, or didn't, yeah, you kind of have a sense of what went down. That's true. Both ships are still there. They didn't leave. Unless they came in a third ship, I guess. But I thought that was interesting. It's like, oh, okay, this is, you know, one of the benefits of a persistent universe. That you get these little moments that are just sort of impromptu narratives.
Especially with the entity streaming.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm not seeing anything new popping up on my missions here.
Welcome to Leavesden Station.
I can go talk to Clovis. Maybe he'll want something. I think I'm going the right way.
Okay, I'm just looking at this here. Maybe we should just... I'm just reading mission descriptions. This one seems interesting.
Alright.
It's an investigation mission.
Okay.
Donnie, the family of Donnie Chubb is hoping to find some closure.
Let's do it. Let's give.
And then
give
it's
the
like,
old chum
while
some
there is
closure.
confirmation that the Starfarer Donnie were serving, I think there's supposed to be a space there, and it's supposed to say Donnie was serving, not Donnie were.
Brevity, I'm not going to be able to get to Clovis. There are approximately 12 NPCs in my way.
Oh, they love to stand outside his door.
Yeah. Wait, you can crawl through them, right?
Yeah. I hope you've got guns on board.
Yeah, I got some weapons.
I'm just gonna hang out at
Apologies.
New Deal.
It's especially dreadful today.
I did share a mission, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I don't even think we're in a party.
Still alive.
Oh,
I
aren't we?
think.
I thought we were.
Hello. Welcome to Reclamation and Disposal.
I definitely accepted it.
My name is Clovis Darneely. Wonderful to meet you.
There we go. Party invitation, accepting. Yeah, Clovis.
What can
Just
I do for you on this fine day?
gives me his generic lines. Alright. Alright, let me get to the space station.
All right, I'm sharing that now.
Yeah, accepted.
I definitely hit the right bracket, and then I went into the Mobi-Glass and accepted it there too.
Brevity, I have a problem.
What?
I stood up too soon in the mess of NPCs, and now I can't crouch because there's not enough space.
Oh boy. Can you backspace or?
Ah, there we go. I finagled my way out.
Oh, nice. I was like, do you want me to come kick someone's ass? Once
drive a PTV through the crowd.
It's gonna have to be like Assassin's Creed, where you hold a button and you like push your way through a crowd.
That was one of my favorite mechanics in that game. Is you just are just like elbowing your way through a bunch of people. Alright.
What did you fly here in?
I have my Vanguard Harbinger.
Is that a dual?
Yeah, there's a gunner seat.
Oh, perfect. I was like, I can call another ship, or it's a derelict site we're going to.
Nice.
What's up, Mohawk man?
Now arriving from Tisa Spaceport. Stand
Getting
by
on the
and let
train.
passengers disembark before boarding.
What?
Your fellow
The
travelers
white guy has the
do not
black guy
cross
voice
doors.
now, and he's doing the guy's like body movements too. The guy that does the New Deal voice is outside of the building, and then there's a guy inside doing the same voice.
Is a serious and
Nice.
dangerous offense.
Seems legit.
I hate when games reuse voice
Tisa
actors.
Spaceport.
It's literally the same line. It's not even reusing the actor, it's just the dialogue.
It's like you're playing Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like, we have 5 voice actors and we're using them all to death.
Oh, that always drove me nuts.
That's why I really liked Oblivion.
I had to stop
Oblivion
playing
had a lot more. Well, it had... I mean, there's definitely like a few that they reuse.
Oblivion, I had to stop playing because it's like,
Security reserves the right to
as
search
soon as something becomes available, that's all the NPCs talk about. And they're like, I'm just like, man, I want to suspend my disbelief, but I can't. It's like as soon as something happens, they literally keep mentioning it, or it's like,
I like when
I
you
can't-
pay the beggars, they all have the same "thank you, kind sir" voice line from the same actor, even if all their other dialogue is from a different actor.
right.
So I was like, "Thank you, kind sir." Like, oh, you're a lady. Like, why are you sounding like that all of a sudden?
Welcome
They're
to
like,
the
"You're an
ASOC
orc."
vehicle retrieval
Yeah, so-
system.
Alright, where are we going?
Vehicle selected.
Hangar.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been
9,
delivered to the
hangar
following
9.
location. Please visit us again.
Do you need some guns? I got some guns.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, Hangar 9, you say? Sorry,
I
I'm
do,
out here looking at this Aegis Eclipse.
That's fine. I'll need to drag a few into the ship inventory anyway and see what I have ammo for.
The Eclipse is like one ship people like swear by, right?
Well, they like it because it has those size 9 torpedoes, so they can, you know, do all the missions, the ERTs, real fast.
That's the thing, though. Like, do those play? Or sorry, play? Do they pay well?
I
That you
think they
can
pay
be
like
wasting size 9s on them.
I think they pay like 60K or so, and then you can get the group ERTs over in Crusader, and they pay pretty well. And that's 3 targets. You have 3 torpedoes, so just boom, 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 get paid, reload.
Yeah, but you have to hope they hit, though, right?
Yeah. All right.
Wow,
So,
I'm on board,
welcome.
just like that.
I'm gonna bring you an S71 rifle. I don't have any armor for you, but
That's fine.
such as it is. And I have
got-
a Coda pistol.
Perfect. I'm just gonna use your shower.
That's fine. Yeah, it's feel free to toilet yourself while you're in there too. Wallet. All right, where are we going? A derelict my balls, Capitan. All right, let's boot up.
Oh, that sounded like lightning when the
You
engine
are clear
started.
to launch.
I know there's an upstairs here. Okay, there it is.
All right, it's on Aberdeen. It's floating above Aberdeen. All right, so let's just go to Aberdeen. Give me a second.
Let's see if we can find this here, Donnie.
Oh, Donny boy.
Don't cry for me, next door neighbor.
Okay, there's that. All right, so what do I want? I want comms. No, wait, I want target. I really wish it would save this. Target, comms, and the rest of that's fine.
Launch complete. Landing gear.
Did you get yourself up? Oh, yeah, you did. Okay, good.
This has several guns, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Not for passengers. You just have the turret. But I've
Oh,
got,
this is just the single turret, right?
yeah, there's the single turret with 2 size 3s.
Yeah, for some reason I was like, oh, it's the Redeemer.
I do have that over at her L1, which we could fly. But I kind of hate flying it. It's
This
such a
actually,
cow.
this actually seems like a pretty cool ship.
I like it a lot. So you've got the size 5 torpedoes, which can kill anything south of a hurricane, right? Like smaller than a hurricane. Hurricane will take 2 of them. And other vanguards will take 2. But like, so they're pretty nice. You have plenty of missiles. You have... So that turret, all the other turrets have size 2s on all the other versions of this ship. This is the only one with size 3s. So the ship is all like upgunned, which is fun. And then, yeah, I've got my, you have the specialized size 2 nose guns that are, like, fixed. And then you have the big-ass size 5 gun.
I was about to say something, and I was just like, I don't remember if that is actually true or not, so I'm not going to bother saying it, because I'm like, I might be completely wrong.
There's no marker to this derelict site. We're going to have to fly there.
I got it.
No, I mean, I have a location,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's no
Oh, okay.
quantum thing. Alright, that's 592. I just feel like we should do this. And then I'll just drop out of...
Offline.
Yeah, I had to, I'm cheating the system.
Oh, I
'Cause
know what you're doing.
Yeah, because you can't fly directly at it or whatever.
So, there is actually a way to stop quantum while you're in quantum without turning everything off, is to just hold the quantum button again.
So I found that works unless I'm doing a quantum jump to a location on the ground. And then for whatever
Oh, okay.
reason...
Yeah, on the
doesn't
ground it
let me.
won't. Are we going to the ground? I thought this was an orbital.
It is, but that was just the closest location I could jump to. The other orbital marker was like 500 kilometers further away.
I'll stop popping bubbles.
No,
I got
it's
some bubble wrap here.
fun and addictive.
I got some old CPU case, or some case fans here. They're not CPU case fans. I'm still contemplating what I should be using them for, because they've been sitting on my desk for a while, and
Yeah.
I pulled them out of an old case that I had torn apart. They're 92 millimeters. They're fractal fans.
Those are nice. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any other random space you need airflow in? Don't mind a slightly high-pitched
so
one?
the thing is, I was gonna build like a bracket for like soldering stuff and just stack these two fans that I have like on top of each other vertically, and then get like some charcoal filter, and basically whenever I'm soldering I can just flip a switch and turn these things on, and it'll pull the solder smoke away from me, basically. I think that's what I want to do with them, but I also was thinking about throwing them in my desk here, like underneath, and just either underneath or on the inside of the desk, just drill a couple holes and put these fans like, and then like put a grill on the outside of the. I don't know if I want to modify this fucking desk anymore. But yeah, like just having another couple of venting fans might actually be a good idea, but
I mean, do you feel like your thermals aren't super great at the moment?
it can get kind of hot in here. But that might be a result of my old CPU being maxed out, and apparently, I haven't had an issue so far. Whereas like I know I haven't really been playing Star Citizen yet with this rig, but if it's not getting, like, this is right now, I think it's at like 40%, maybe even less. And I got a bunch of stuff open. I'm at 30% capacity or utilization right now. And I don't even know what my temps are. Where's my PCI, CPUI, or whatever the heck it's called? CPU ID. It's gonna be like, yo, bro, you're running at like 20 Celsius.
That was weird. All the debris just disappeared when I exited the ship, and now I can't see it.
I'm just spinning right here.
Here's
Does this even tell me my heat signature?
Not our guy. So there was a box down in this other part of the ship, I think. I'm gonna go look and see. You know how you can see boxes on when you're in the ship's cockpit?
Yeah.
I think that's about where this was. Like 160 meters out, down here by this, I guess, wing. Is it the black box that it's telling me to go get? Right, those are part of these missions, aren't they?
Yeah. I haven't done one of these in forever, so I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I guess I should read the mission text, huh?
Okay, here we are. So my GPU is running at 82 Celsius right now because it's pretty much maxed out, if I had to guess. In terms of usage, GPU is at, it's only at 60% right now.
Well, you're in
But
space, so it's not.
Yeah,
as...
we're in space. But the thing is, like, my CPU and my GPU both getting that hot would make this room like an oven. But I don't think the CPU getting hot is going to be an issue. Because I'm not really playing too many demanding games, and like Star Citizen is more or less the most demanding game I'm going to be playing. So I think I should be good for thermals. Like, I did buy a pretty good what the heck is it? It's on the box in here somewhere.
These missions will be interesting too when they change it so that like your suit uses the oxygen supply to propel itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I bought. I think it's. I'm trying to remember the number for it. Like, it's a deep cool, or is that the brand?
That sounds. Yeah, I think that's one of them.
And the model I think was an AX 600 or something to that effect. Okay, I'm on the Starfarer.
All right.
I did buy a Noctua fan, and then I was just like, oh man, this is actually smaller than I thought it was going to be. I don't know that this is going to be sufficient. Because I was reading people saying that the CPU runs really hot, and I'm like, okay, does it run hot because you're stress testing it, or does it run hot because it runs hot?
It's like, yeah, I've been
Like,
running
you know
Prime
what I mean?
95
Like,
for 6 hours. It runs hot.
Yeah, I'm like, every CPU does. This is why I don't really like trust anybody online, because like that was the whole thing when like I decided to build it. Is like I was listening to what J2 was saying. He's like, you don't need an octo or a 16 core processor with another 16 virtual cores. You don't need 128 gigabytes of DDR5.
Like, tell me what to do, JZ2.
Well, no, he's just being like practical. It's like most people aren't going to ever get near using 90% of that system capacity right now, and it's going to take a long time before commercial users are using CPUs like that to their max potential. So it doesn't make sense to spend I don't know $900 on a CPU.
Right.
900 Canadian. For specs you're not going to need. And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's just like, yeah, I started really questioning, because it's like that. It always is like that. Oh, you're building a new rig and you're not putting this new tech in it. What's wrong with you?
Spending the absolute most money you can possibly spend. Like, why didn't you get the 4090? Like, because I didn't want to spend $1,800 on a GPU.
Yeah, that's just a GPU.
Like, that's my whole system budget. Like, no, I'm not buying it. Alright, so I found 3 bodies outside. None of those were the dude.
Oh, I'm inside, and I found a body, but I really hope that they...
Yeah, I mean, I'm inside now as well, but and I'm gonna check the cockpit
I really
section.
hope they get this EVA shit sorted out sometime soon, because I like the idea of being an EVA. I hate the execution of it.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, I guess I could be using the multi-tool to pull myself around a little bit.
Yeah, it's especially when you have like the UI for whatever you're holding on to move around while you're... Oh no, I just killed myself.
Alright, here's a body. Are you dead or incapacitated?
Well, I'm bleeding out. Or no, I'm not bleeding out. I just have.
Hey, I found it. Here, I can come. I have a medical gun. I can come to you. Oh god, pulling out the gun was a bad idea.
I don't.
That just made it impossible for me to move.
900 or 9,000. Wow.
Where are you?
It's not. It's just my survivability because I don't. I'm just in an undersuit. Oh, it might have just been the room I was in too. I don't know. It said my survival was going to be. It's gone now, but like I literally have no idea where I am. I'm just like floating in a corner and I have no control.
Yeah, EVA is not. Amazing.
EVA used to be a little bit better than this. I remember.
Yeah, it was better when I started, but now you have this like weird. Like, you know how if you have your gun deployed and you jump out, you rotate around your gun?
Yeah.
It's like that. I don't know when they made that change, but that's when EVA got really just crap. You're like constantly hitting your leg or something and it spins you around. Alright, I made it out of the ship. It's Brevity. Do you need healing?
It's hard to say. I'm trying to equip this guy's gear. That's an undersuit. Oh, there's the legs. Okay. But I accidentally pulled the undersuit off the guy and then all the gear was inside the undersuit. I actually have an hour of survival.
Yeah, you're good. There's no
I
healing
thought
for me
I
to
was
give
starting
you.
like I said, like I don't play this game for like a week and then I forget everything. I was like, oh no, I'm bleeding out. No, it's just the how much oxygen I have left.
It's the ship. One thing I should note, I think one of the biggest problems this ship has is getting on it from EVA.
I mean, a lot of ships have that problem. Not this one though, but that might just be because there's no gravity or artificial gravity.
Yeah. I guess we found the guy, huh?
Yeah, now I have to find the ship. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I just got on it, so it should be at my marker. Did we finish the mission? I mean, I know we
Yeah.
finished it, but like, what did we...
Oh, we got 9,000 credits. Oh
All right,
boy.
we found Donnie's chub. All right.
Oh, that just brought back some like memories. There's a bar in this city called the Chubby Pickle, and they
Alright.
have like Detroit celebrities all over, like in picture frames on pillars in the middle of the bar. And one night, my buddy was just like walking up to every single picture and elbowing it or punching it and like just shattering the glass. I'm like, dude, we're gonna get kicked out of here.
Or you're gonna start
And like
a fight.
he just kept doing this, right? And then everyone's distracted by this. And my other buddy's just taking a piss in the corner.
Oh god.
Just fucking just does not give a shit. I'm like, yeah, we're getting kicked out. No one noticed he took a piss in the corner.
It's a sign of a dive bar if nobody notices that there's urine on the floor.
It was fucking hilarious though. Like I'm just like watching all this happen and no one has any idea.
Still no whatever job. You know what? Let me just take a bounty while we're here. Just a random bounty for us to kill.
All right. That
And,
just actually reminded me, because the same guy loves pissing everywhere. Just remember this other bar we were at, and he was going on a trip, and we're all just having like a meetup to see him off, and some of the people he's going with are also at the bar, and some of their friends. And there's like 20 of us, and everybody's all distracted. They're all like talking and stuff. And he's standing behind me and two of my friends, like, and we're all in this like circle, and no one has any idea what he's doing. Then I turn around, like, air hockey table's right behind us, and he's pissing on it. And he's like, "Man, as soon as someone starts to play air hockey, they're gonna get piss in their face."
Sharing mission.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's like the most like amazing diabolical thing you can think of, that no one's ever going to think is, oh yeah, there's definitely piss on this table, I'm not turning this on. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably going to be like, oh, it's beer, or someone spilled alcohol on the table.
Yeah, that's pretty let's just say it's not pro-social.
No, it's absolutely, this is like, fuck, how long ago is this? It's got to have been like 15 years ago. Like, this is like back when like we were still super young, willing to do ridiculous things because we don't really care.
Oh, is he gonna be in like some faraway, impossible to reach place that we have to fly to? Looks like it, right?
Dio Joy. Don't know how you say that name.
It says he's at Lorville. No, that's a quantum beacon at Lorville. Why is there a quantum beacon at Lorville? Okay, I'm just going to abandon this. This is stupid. I'm not flying 30 minutes just to... Where's like an LRT?
You can't quantum to him?
No. Alright, here. New mission. Sharing.
You got it, dude.
I just want to, like, I think if we finish a bounty, it'll let us...
Oh, you shared a bunch of contracts.
I usually just hit the button like 3 or 4 times. The beacon's probably somebody else.
Oh, you
like,
mean
I need a ride.
the share button? I'm like, why I keep getting all these missions? Oh, did I just abandon one of them?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Just trying to get the Eckhart thing to, you know, get tickled. All right. Is this also not at a weapons testing site? Like, what the f are we doing? Why are these so hard to get to?
I like that it's making the sound effect like it's shooting like consecutively, but it's like shooting in bursts.
Well, that didn't work.
I have no idea where we're going or what we're doing.
Well, this is just my karma of
just
like, I don't want to fly 1,000 meters to, you know, 1,000 kilometers on Hurston, and now it's like, okay, fine, but you still have to fly 300 kilometers on aerial. Because it's a, I thought on Hurston all the bounties were at those wreck sites. But I guess not.
I don't know, man. No idea. I don't mind cruising.
Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Alright, where are we? Hurston Security actually has a little bit of red affinity for me, because I guess I just abandoned that HRT mission. Screw you guys.
Yeah, my bounty hunters guild is in the negatives now. It's weird. I don't know what happened. I remember doing a bunch of bounty hunter missions one day, and I had a bunch of progress on all of these, and then I logged in like a week later, and all the progress was gone on all of them. I still have the associate tracker on Hurston, and I'm a guild member on the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Yeah. What's interesting?
But I have no progress on any of them.
And that's what's interesting too. I'm looking at my journal. I have the VHRT, that's the Advanced Tracker License. And the only other one I have is LRT. I don't have, like, where's my middle, you know, where's my MRT and HRT licenses, I guess. That's
yeah,
weird.
I only have the MRT one.
That's where I wonder if we were doing them together and we were sharing them, but it was only giving the permit to the person who took the mission in the first place. Who knows? Who knows how this game even works? We can check out the rec site while we're here. How about that?
I don't know what that means.
This bounty is over a rec site.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's probably, like, guys to kill, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually plugged my Wi-Fi adapter into what do you call it? My motherboard has a USB 3.3 and a USB 3.2 port on them. So one is going to do like 10 megabits per second transfer. One will do 5. So I have my USB Wi-Fi adapter plugged into the 10 just so that like I can rest assured that I'm getting as best data to my computer as possible, because I can't run a line to this end of the house.
Yeah.
When I downloaded Star Citizen, I was actually getting, I think, about 12 on Wi-Fi, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
considering,
that is solid.
Considering right now I'm idling around 7.7.
How far is it, and like how many walls are you having to go through?
Oh, it's going through, let me see, 1, 2, maybe 3 walls. Depends on the angle, I think. But it's got to be like at least 30 feet, 40 feet. At least. No, definitely more than that. Like, probably closer to 40 feet. There's my ship, the one with the big hull.
Missile flight.
Oh, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's surviving for so long.
Wow, that explosion looked pretty good. Where's the other guy?
Yeah, like right in front of us.
Yeah. Here he is.
Cool guys don't look at explosions, but when they're at direct eyesight, there's not much you can do. I hear him. I don't see him.
He's
Oh, there
coming
he
right
is.
at us.
I was looking behind us.
Yeah, alright, let's look down below us and see if there's... Alright, they said there's a wreck site down here. Do you see any... I mean, any non-bounty ship wreckages?
I was gonna say, I just saw 2 ships fall to the ground.
Yeah, and like here's here's a piece of a, like a Valkyrie. But where's the, like... Right, it should be like a Caterpillar or a Connie or something.
Oh yeah, go to your left. Do you see something in the distance there? No.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Is that an M50?
Yeah, more debris falling down. I don't know if these are the new ones or like the old classic ones. If there's no guys outside, I don't think it's the real deal. Yeah, these are the old ones. I mean, we can look at it still, but I don't think you'll get any cool loot. Okay, Miles Eckhart. Where's my mission?
Maybe you have to have enough rep. I don't know. But it didn't say anything about having rep with Hurston specifically. Clovis Darnley, in the wake of disaster. So there's that one.
Take it. I don't see that one.
That's 150,000 credits though.
Take it. Oh no, that's the salvage one.
That's the salvage one, yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, well, I don't know what else you do other than, oh, here we go, Peeping Toms. Nine tails.
Yeah, that's just it's like the you have to shut down the comms array or something, I think.
I like that none of the buttons were working on the journal for like 2 minutes there, so I just hit the X in the top corner and it closes right away. I'm like, okay.
Actually, I just had the same thing. I couldn't get anything to work. Yeah, like I can't. I'm hitting Skyline and it won't go. Are we 30K? No.
Are you controlling my my Moby Glass? You said I'm hitting Skyline and it's not doing anything, and then my Moby Glass suddenly goes to Skyline.
Oh my god, really? Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm at the home screen, so I'm gonna click Skyline. Did yours go?
No, I'm already there though.
Okay, I'm gonna click Contracts Manager.
No. Hasn't done anything for me.
Okay.
I think the server might actually be dying.
Yeah. Yeah, people saying can't interact with anything 30K. I always thought that's when the bandwidth went to 0, though. It's like 10 megabits per second.
The bandwidth in or the bandwidth out?
The bandwidth in. Well, we'll see. Maybe it'll all suddenly come back. We got it. We're clear. It's still not working for me.
Server SPS is pretty good still too.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good now. Something wild just happened.
See if I can jump.
Whenever I open Moby Glass, it brings me back to the vehicle loadup customization. What? It keeps doing the vehicle loadup manager.
Yeah, I can't jump anywhere.
Server is definitely going mental.
Can I get out of my chair? No. Yeah, I'm stuck. Can't seem to do anything.
Throw him to the floor, sir. That's the thing, is the bandwidth in is climbing.
I have left my ship, apparently.
Yeah, you're not on my ship. Your ship. That means no one's flying this ship. We are slowly descending. Okay, we just bounced off the ground.
Very angry. Oh, really? I'm still in space.
In space?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to orbital marker 1.
I wish I was recording right now, but I don't have any recording software set up. Like, the ship is going in circle, like it's gyrating in like this weird... It looks like it's... Okay, now I'm in space.
Good, maybe we're fixed.
I think so. Not quite, but
Yeah, I still
at
can't
least we're in
jump.
space.
I still can't quantum anywhere.
Can you get out of your
Whoa,
seat?
what just happened?
I heard the quantum start.
Why are we jumping to Aberdeen? Oh, it's getting all of my inputs that I've been trying to do.
Yeah, for some
the
reason
last 5 minutes.
my flashlight is on now, and I'm like, I can't turn it off. And you're just appearing and disappearing in front of me. I actually got out of my seat.
Yeah, I got out of my seat too, but you
Now you're gone.
Yeah. Let's just
Now you're there.
now I'm in my seat again.
It looked like you're doing like a dance move every time you reappear, like you're striking a pose.
We are no longer at Aberdeen, we're back at Ariel.
Interesting.
Alright. Looks
I'm so confused.
like we're working. Looks like we've recovered. Yep. Seems to be working fine. Chat is breaking it. Why would chat break the server? Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to drink a cruise pulse. Da 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 da. Okay, let's check our missions here. Sound of silence, wire cutter. No, none of these are what we're looking for. Retrieval op. How about a combat assistance mission? Here you go. Sharing.
Channels! All channels! I'm under attack and need help!
Okay, let's see here. Oh. Contracts.
It's gonna be like one ship.
I almost exited to menu. Lol.
Nice.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to just like sort out some
Oh, thank God somebody came.
menu settings
My
here.
ship's completely offline. Can you cover me while I fix it?
Missile lock.
No.
Kill. Oh
I
no.
was a goner. Thanks.
Mission accomplished. Yay, we're heroes. Alright.
For some reason, my joystick is mapped to free look. I'm wondering if I didn't set my bindings.
Did it just change maybe like
No, because I might have not actually applied bindings. I know I applied bindings on the PTU, but
I mean, was it working before?
well, I haven't been using my joystick. I was just like, why? Okay, now I have to.
Yeah, none of these missions are at the weapons testing sites anymore. Here's one. Sharon. Alright. Guess we'll do this one now. We did the Twitch missions, right? We did the caterpillar rescue.
I know you and Quade were doing that stuff.
Yeah. Right, because we tried it with the Cutlass Steel shooting the guns into the ship and it didn't work. Because those guns don't work, apparently.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Oop, it's a player out. Nope, no it's not.
Missile lock. Contact.
I love these torpedoes.
Kill. Missile.
damage.
Wow, this guy's just taking everything. What is this? What ship is this? I can't even...
The
Reclaimer?
reclaimer,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Damn it.
I'm all out of juice.
Just gonna like dumbfire some missiles at him. Miss, of course.
That was server desync. Or do we want to go on this and see if there's anything? Oh, it's a reclaimer. It probably doesn't have anything. Or we can always check, but we don't really have cargo here.
Scan it. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to put cargo. I mean, we could sort of fit some. Ibricium, Beryl, Boris, and Laranite. Beach.
Nah.
Look at that, one of the boxes still is
Happy
in there.
birthday to the ground.
That doesn't get Miles Eckhart to talk to us.
I mean,
I don't know what will.
we single-handedly took down a reclaimer with one eye open.
I'm gonna go find somewhere to land and rearm.
Initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum
Da, 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 da. So Vaughn is all assassinations, right? That's all his missions are.
I think so.
They're basically just the criminal version of the bounty hunting missions.
Yeah, pretty much.
quantum travel complete.
Put her down here. Maybe we could steal somebody's ship. Become real pirates, Rick. Real pirates.
Yar.
Landing gear deployed.
See if you can rearm. I don't think you can see anything. It's too dark. Did you rearm?
No, I need to be centered more. Not the worst thing in the world if I can't. I don't think bounty hunting's the way to go for the evening anyway. Alright, there we go. Now let's look at the contracts. Probe deployment. Maintenance. Money from nothing. Oh, that's the one where you hack the terminal and goes hollow.
Do you hack the world? Yeah.
Hack the planet. Only 131 people on the server.
Only. 131?
Yep, 98 out of 131 in chat.
Weird.
Yeah. Maybe they're testing server load up to 200 again or something. What should we do?
Launch complete.
Sorry, I'm just going through my settings.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. I think I got this back. This is the problem I always have, is like I'm bad at suggesting what we as a group should do.
I'm gonna share a mission. We gotta go kill a guy.
Are we tracked? We are tracked. His name is Fikri Elgin. Fikri. And we're authorized to execute.
Quantum travel initiated. Landing gear retracted.
Or if it's a cave mission. Aren't those usually on Aberdeen?
Maybe. Have you done any sand cave exploration?
I have not.
Just don't get stuck. It's interesting though. I picked up one of those critters when I was down there last time.
Oh, the little, like, crab things or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Roly-polies.
They take up a lot of inventory space though.
I still have a turtle I meant to give to Algold.
Quantum travel complete.
The turtle actually animates too, right? It doesn't move around, but
Its head moves, I think, yeah. It kind of looks at you. This looks like it probably is a cave.
oh yeah, definitely. Or is it a derelict?
Yeah, it's a derelict. Alright, where can we land out here?
Is this Spooky Ghost Hollow?
I mean, it does feel spooky. Let's just land over here where it's flat. Let's walk up.
Gonna need some guns too.
Oh, yeah. Here,
Let's
here's a
walk up.
spot. This looks flat right over here. Turns out it's not flat.
Turns out they did put some missiles on your ship. They put them in your ship though.
Engines offline.
Oh, really?
Unless you can't see this, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Those are the torpedoes. They're supposed to stack up in the window here. Alright. Brevity, I have
Oh, right here.
71 rifle.
You sure this isn't a bunk? Yeah,
No,
this is where the bed is.
To the left of me. The other side
Oh,
is this window.
shit! I didn't even see that window.
Alright, the rifle, it appears, has landed on the, Actually, here's the easiest way for me to do this.
I can pick it up.
I'm gonna give you a bunch of ammo, but I gotta put it in my backpack. Alright, drop the backpack now. Alright, so you should be able to open that and get the rifle ammo out. This is why I thought they added shareable inventory to every ship, but I think they haven't gotten around to it for all of them.
You can pick that up. Wow, this is what, a 4x zoom?
I think by default, yeah.
I did grab some armor when we were on that derelict earlier.
I only have 10 minutes of survival time anyway.
Oh, I only have 3.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I'm gonna stay back and shoot from a distance.
Yeah, we just have to get the one guy. I'm sure there's others, but... I could also probably just shot torpedoes at the wreck site.
Wow, this is like the first FPS sort of thing I've done since I built this thing, and it's... I haven't even gotten to any combat yet, and I can already tell that this is going to be a totally different experience.
Ooh, I brought grenades. I don't see any NPCs anywhere.
There's 2 dead guys here. Here he is. That's right, I got him.
Alright, there are 2 guys back here.
Alright, I'm going back to the ship before I die.
That's fine, I'll take a quick look around. I won't be far behind, though. Also, because there's probably going to be like a cutlass coming in here.
Yeah, my screen is already going. Oh boy. I'm seeing red on the edge of the screen and green. I don't know if I can climb this hill. No! Don't do this to me, Aberdeen. Oh, I think I'm dying. I was so close to getting back.
It should just incapacitate you and I can get you back up.
I got 30 seconds to get on ship. Lol. I'm gonna have to do... I don't know. Oh no, you closed it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna die like on the ramp.
That's pretty funny. Alright, I'm 100 meters behind you.
Three, two, one. Oh, I got on with 2 seconds left.
That is clutch. Why did I just jump backwards?
I have 3% HP.
I have a medical gun. It says you have 0% healing required. It shows you as incapacitated.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. Alright. Next stop? I don't know. What do we want to do? Let's look. This is where I wish we had those Orison platform missions. I like those a lot.
Yeah, they should be back in during 320.
That's what I saw on one of those videos they posted a while ago.
Hey, quit looking at your phone.
What are these question mark RTs? Let's do a cave. I haven't been in a cave in a while. Maybe there's some good stuff in caves now.
Engines online.
Alright,
Launch complete.
get airborne, then I'll share it.
Landing gear retracted.
Alright, contract.
Wait, did you say you shared it?
accepted. I'm sharing it right now.
Okay. Bob Vila.
That was my screen name for a long time in Counter-Strike. Sneaky Bob Vila. Which I enjoyed that.
I think I went by Squint Eastwood for a long time.
That's a good one. Squint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I saw a guy the other day posting under the estate of Bob Saget.
It's actually crazy to me. Like,
Hey, wait.
Bob
Okay.
Saget's like TV persona is nothing like who Bob Saget is as a comedian.
Alright, good news. I've got the Eckhart security job. You want to do the cave first, and then we can do the Eckhart one?
Up to you. I say we do the Eckhart one.
Alright. Ignoring the cave.
Cowgirls don't live in BC. What is he? What? Cowgirls don't live in
I don't think I
Forest.
can share this with you.
Oh, well, I'm coming along for the ride.
Yeah, where is... Where's Hurston? Can't I see it from here? We have to jump around the planet. Da, 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 da. There we go. I'm 6.
Was that under your personal tab?
I saw it pop up at the top of my screen.
Oh, okay.
Quantum travel initiated.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's like only so many people can do it on the server anyway.
It might actually be like restricted to like so you have the mission right now, only you can do it. So it's not gonna give the mission to somebody else.
Do we like... Isn't this the one where you can like steal an Idris or something?
Quantum travel.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't keep my I pay attention to like Star Citizen development, but like missions and stuff, I am completely oblivious as to what missions are in this game sometimes.
Initiated.
Well, there was this thing where people were stealing hammerheads, right? Because you can get like hammerhead bounties.
I remember I think it might have been like 3.6 or 3.7, or no, maybe it was earlier than that. It might have been earlier than that, like 3.5 or 4. And there was a stream I was watching, and every time he'd do the hammerhead mission, he would steal it. He'd kill all the guys on board, except some of the guys wouldn't get out of the turret, so he'd just leave them, because they're basically
Quantum travel.
free gunners on a hammerhead. But they would never aggro you, and I still think that is the case. I don't think the AI on ships will do anything if you steal the ship.
So I was watching and this I think was maybe 3.8. No, this is 3.19. And so somebody stole it, and then they removed all the default guns and put ballistics on it because the AIs don't run out of ammo.
Oh yeah,
And then he took it to Jumptown,
amazing.
and it just sat there like blasting everybody in sight. It wasn't, you know, it still can't quite track past ships and all that. But
Right.
I was like, that's pretty awesome. And then I
But
saw
it was
another guy
penetrating
try
shields,
it.
right?
Yeah, so it goes right through shields, and he had like the Revenant Gatling guns on there or whatever. And then the guy was like, yeah, and they patched this out like a couple weeks later. You can't steal the ships anymore. You can't take the guns off of them. It's like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. Like, that's exactly the kind of stuff you want your players doing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
I mean, that's the beauty of game development. Like Dota 2, so many things in Dota 2 exist because it was originally a bug somewhere, and they're like, that's not the intended mechanic, so they fix it, but then they save the bug as a mechanic for later, and they implement it on a new character, or they implement it on the same character as like an upgrade. But like sometimes it's just like straight up exploits, like, oh, this shouldn't be a thing because it's obviously broken. Like,
Yeah.
like the AI just having unlimited ammo and shooting ballistics out of a hammerhead in a location it should not have any right being. All of that just seems ridiculous.
In the best kind of way. But yeah, I agree. Like, it's not meant for that. Maybe storing the ship will fix the guns.
I'm gonna see if I can buy some better armor.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some decent stuff.
Because only having 3 minutes of life on Aberdeen is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that seems low even for light armor.
Well, I don't even know exactly what I have equipped. It is all light armor, I'm pretty sure.
It looks like the Venture stuff, right? That's like the...
Yeah.
It's like the RSI exploration gear. You'd think it would have better, you know, survivability. Alright. So what kind of British accent does Miles Eckhart have? Is he cockney?
I think he's got an American accent.
No, really? What? Boo.
He's like a grizzled Philadelphian, maybe? Not Philadelphian. Every time. Just gonna stare at this fork in the road. No, I think he's maybe in New Jersey. Definitely not Boston.
That would be great
One of my
if they just had a game that's just full of people with Boston accents.
Oh, it's one of my favorite sketches from 30 Rock. Alec Baldwin's wife is like a news broadcaster,
yeah.
and like her and Julianne Moore both like from. They're both from Boston, but they're speaking in the normal accent, like a normal as in like TV accent. And then she's like, "Wait, weren't you on such and such channel?" Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, your accent really changed." And she's like, "I know." And then like it shows a clip of her, and you can't understand what she's saying because it's just it's all Boston.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I haven't watched 30 Rock in forever. That's a great show.
Liz Lemon, can I Google myself?
He's like, he's like dating Condoleezza Rice and like all this weird stuff. Forgot about all that. The Beeper King of New York.
Passing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious and dangerous.
I also like the heck John Hamm's character
Oh, that's one of
progressively
my...
gets like more and more mutilated as the series goes on.
Well, and it's... And the, like, the pretty people privilege or whatever they call it.
Right.
I got lost. Brevity, where am I going?
You are going to M and V.
That's... this way? Did I take the wrong line?
No, it's
Oh,
at
we
Adventure
have to-
Center.
I don't know why I suddenly don't remember where I am. But yeah, he's just like...
Yeah.
He's beautiful, and he's really
People
bad
treat
at
you differently
everything,
when
and
you're
nobody tells him.
attractive.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if you've watched the entire series, but his character later on in the series is hilarious. Like he comes back.
I mean, I'm sure I did, but I don't remember. It's been a while. Alright, come on, back to the bar where it all began. Alright. Somehow this is grosser than the bar at Grim Hex, and I don't understand why. Alright. Are you with me, Brevity? Here you are. I'll let you catch up.
Wait a second.
Or are you gonna go buy stuff? I wonder if you'll be able to hear the voice line or not.
I went into the bar and then I'm just like, wait a minute, it's this guy right here. Why aren't your textures
You
loading?
looking for somebody?
It's Brooklyn. Is it Brooklyn or Boston? You're looking for somebody.
Yeah, that could be like a New York or New Jersey accent. Alright, do I have to track the Eckhart security job? Swing by...
This guy looks like
Somebody?
a skinny James Gandolfini. And he sounds like him too.
I am looking for somebody, Miles. It's you. You are the guy.
You
There you
looking
go.
for somebody?
Objective complete. Hey, you told me to swing by?
Glad you could make it. Grab a seat.
Grab a seat, Quade.
I don't have the option. There it goes.
Sorry for the locale. Don't look like much, but the homemade stuff has some kick. Anyway, I've been hearing good things about you. Real stand-up sort. Just the type of people I like to know.
Is that a pun because I got out of my
mentioned, I run a
seat?
small security outfit. We handle all sorts of ops. So I'm always on the lookout for people who know how to handle themselves in a scrap. So, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm interested.
Great. We understand each other? Here's the tracking address for your ship. Got a new job if you're interested in black box data. Check your Moby.
Alright. Accept offer.
Let me know when it's done.
It's done. These guys are all just like, yeah, look at this table we're standing on.
Alright, let me
I'm the bartender.
pull it back up and share here. Let's find that. Accepted. Alright, share. Oh, it says capture the gang member when obviously that ain't happening.
Okay, I did accept this one.
Alright, now we need to get a bunch of distortion cannons and steal this ship. Oh wait, this way. This way?
Welcome. Where's the, there it is.
No, this way.
Tammany and Sons. Has this always been here?
I think so.
Can you see it? Is this a monitor or is it just a poster that's backlit? I don't understand.
It does look like a TV, doesn't it? Looks out
Wow,
of
look
place.
at all these. Look at all these gowns I'm gonna sell.
I'm gonna clean up this place while you're...
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Just got to be a good server citizen, you know.
All right, I'm gonna do some clothes shopping.
Somebody's got to clean up this town, and that foot is me.
Hey.
If you have a bunch of, like, let's say drinks, like water bottles or whatever, and they're at 0%, and then you stack them,
Yeah.
and then you drag the stack and drop one on the ground, it'll be back at 100%. That also works with spent ammo, but you have to pick those up off the ground because they drop now.
Because they would?
Like, they automatically drop out of your gun. They don't go in your inventory as 0.
Oh, right. It's not my job to pick up after you. Armor. All right.
Ooh, this one's already 80% full. I'm gonna drink it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be 20% backwash. I don't know.
All right. I didn't know that they sold this here. I love Hurston now.
What do they have?
The beacon undersuit, dark gray. I wish I knew about this sooner.
Is it that different from the white beacon undersuit?
It's just a good underlaying suit with white knee pads.
Ooh, that is slick. Don't forget to buy some med pens.
Good call. Actually, I think I'm gonna buy some food.
I guess I'll just keep what I've got on. Not need anything fancy.
Backpacks are armor? Really?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm guessing I'm gonna buy the Mac Flex backpack because it's red. Ish. Oh no, I didn't actually buy it.
Howdy.
Hey,
Who that?
Kraig.
Who that at my door?
It's your friend. So I thought I might just pop on and check in with you guys. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, it's actually the first hangout we've had in a little bit.
Ah, cool.
But, you know, Star Citizen is and continues to be Star Citizen.
Welcome to Leapton Station.
For better or for worse? I can hear ships flying outside.
Is it still? It's still 319.
Yeah.
Should update. Should update my software. seen is 320 out in PTU?
It is kind of being tested in Ivukati right now,
Yeah, I
but
started to see like speculation videos. I don't think I've seen anyone talking about it. So I figured it would be like Evocati checking out like certain features.
yeah. So I got onto Ivukati, and it is more or less whenever they can release a patch, they will. Um, but there's a lot of work that has to get done still. Um,
I need to AFK for a second. Be right back.
Are they gonna try to get it out like third quarter?
like a convention before where
And I'm back.
there's like I don't know, because I've gone to some like software conventions,
Yep.
and a company will have like a keynote speech,
Yep.
and they'll talk about all their big things, and then there will be like separate talks day to day, like companies talking about new features and specific pieces of software, like design challenges, etc., etc. That's pretty much what CitizenCon is like. It's pretty much what you would expect from a convention. It's just condensed to one, or it's going to be 2 days this year.
I figured because I used to watch the Elite Dangerous had them too, that were in England, and it was a live event, and so they filmed it, and they had the same kind of panels, and so they put a camera out in the audience, and you could log in and watch it,
Right.
and they would take and they had it set up so if you're watching online, I think they did it through Twitch, I think, and if you watched it, you got some kind of like Twitch prize. If you're on live during it, they gave you some like skin or something, and you could, and they were monitoring the Twitch chat and they were pulling like 2 or 3 questions of that, that they would intersperse within the people raising their hands, at the live event. So that's I figured CitizenCon was like.
Be considerate to your
Like I
fellow
said, I think
travelers.
last year
Do not block
first year
doors.
they did it virtual. They didn't do it as good because what they kind of did is
Stand
they
by
did
and let
a
passengers disembark before boarding.
they kind of pretended like it was live and just filmed it in a studio.
Step away
Yeah.
from
They had
the
the
They
same
just
kind of panels and they just filmed it. But then I noticed last year they did.
they presented it like it was a single content piece.
Yeah, they did pre-produced segments,
Right.
rather than just filming 2 guys sitting at a table chatting. And so
Yeah, so
that was better than the year before.
So I think this year what's going to end up happening is there might be longer talks because it's going to be on 2 different days, which might not be a great thing, only because they can wax philosophical for way too long sometimes on some of the topics, and like I get it, like I can talk about something that I'm working on and intend to do at great
The way
length.
it was last year was hard because who can devote a full day sitting at their computer watching that and not doing anything else? Because even I think I watched.
Oh, it's like that every year.
Yeah, but then you basically have to pick 2 or 3 to watch, and you might.
Yeah, I know. I didn't actually end up watching any of it for like 2 months or something.
You
I
just like watch Salty Mike's recap.
No, I actually don't like watching Salty Mike at all. I don't think he like understands a lot of like important things. Like I think he thinks he does, and then you hear him say something like so like completely
Welcome
entitled
to
or
the
like
ASOP
assholeish. Like
vehicle
he just
retrieval
doesn't
system.
understand what he's saying. Maybe.
Please visit us
Uh,
again.
I had to stop watching him because I was like, man, he's just actually kind of toxic.
A few people are as smart as we are. You have to admit that.
Hangar 9, Brevity.
Hangar 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens with it this year because, like I said, they haven't done 2 years before. So I hope they either have more talks, more interesting talks, and oh no, you said Hangar 9, right? I accidentally hit the wrong button. Yeah, I'm curious to see if they do more like actual content pieces or if they're gonna have just longer content pieces because
Well, yeah, they'll have that Tony G guy and audio guy is going 2 hours
audio guys are gonna have a good 3 hours.
talking about their tool. Or last year they had that nightmare thing where Chris Roberts and the lead guy were just more or less having like a brainstorming session live on air, and you could tell, and the camera kept cutting over to Jared, and like he put his finger up like he wanted to interject, and you try to get him back on track or something, and they would show him kind of and then they would just cut back to the other two guys. They didn't even look at him until one time where they basically said that they were talking about some new animation thing they wanted to do because they were proud about how the people were climbing ladders and stuff, and then Chris Roberts said something like, yeah, we had so much good success with that thing, we decided to throw away like all the animation, and kind of player interaction that we had and redo it based on this thing. And then Jared pretty much had his shit, and that's when he finally jumped in. It's like, well, you should clarify what you said there, because I think what some people are going to hear is that you just added 2 years to the development.
Right.
By throwing all your work away again.
Yeah, because what he was saying was that they basically threw away all of the stuff that they did for Subsumption, and people assumed that they threw away all of Subsumption when they only really got rid of like the way that AI will track you and how it performs.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like the way that he said it, it sounded like they threw it all away.
Yeah, like we're gonna go back to square zero and like and do like one of those like engine changes again.
Yeah, I hope to God they don't do anything stupid like that. They're like, you know what? We're gonna go to Unreal now. Unreal 5 looks really good, guys. See you in 20 years.
Well, and that's one of the problems with game development, like they've been doing is the tools that they picked 10 years ago. If they actually stayed with them, the game would ship looking 10 years old when it finally came out, and people were like, "Wow, this is not as good as I thought it was gonna be. It's supposed to be groundbreaking, and this looks like Fallout 76."
Well, the thing is, I remember when I signed up for Star Citizen, and I'm like, man, this game looks gorgeous. Because it did at the time, it looked amazing. However, a lot of modern games have caught up to it.
Well, I saw a video that was showing a landing at some airport, in like the real version of the plane, and then the Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator looks ridiculous. And if you have a good rig, it's amazing.
Yeah, the guy had obviously like a good rig, and they were side by side, and you could they do like the the kind of Google Map type pictures and stuff. So when you were looking at the two, and in fact, if they would have started switching them back and forth without the labels, you wouldn't have been able to tell like which one was which. And I was thinking, God damn! Because I can remember video games back when they were like that like the first version of Elite, where the kind of those like wireframe.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trick, though, right? If you want to feel like Star Citizen looks really good, which it usually does, you can also do what I do, which is I think the newest game I play other than Star Citizen is like 6 years old.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, most of the games I play are like a decade old or more.
Yeah. I wasn't suggesting that Star Citizen looks bad. It was more that new games look good.
Yeah, and if they're still 2 years away from shipping, then they're gonna come out with some games that are like, wow.
The thing to also consider right now with Star Citizen is they're implementing Vulkan still.
Yeah.
Once Vulkan gets, like, everything gets finished with that, I know that they're working on ray trace lighting. They're working on a whole bunch of other stuff, so that will come online eventually. So it's not like the game won't look any better in the future. They're just not going to release that until like it's actually time to do it. But with Vulkan, they definitely can improve the shaders to be more performant and higher fidelity if they want to.
Yep.
Not even necessarily like new textures or anything, just they're just able to do more with the shaders because they have more compute on the GPU. You can do a lot with Vulkan is actually kind of crazy with what you can do with it.
The other thing I saw, I watched 2 back-to-back videos on the Hull C, and the kind of gist of the videos. The first video was the Hull C is going to totally destroy the economy, and it's the stupidest thing they've ever did. And then the second video was the Hull C's not going to make any difference at all because you can only like trade 1 or 2 commodities, and it's got it's got an auto loader feature that you'll click a button and it'll populate just like all the other ships. So it's like it's not gonna be any different than any other cargo ship. Like you're saying, like these YouTube commentators, they pretend like they're so they're so plugged in and they have like a meaningful opinion, and they're just pulling shit out their ass like we all do.
Yeah, no, that was that video that Quade linked a couple weeks ago talking about the pilot. He used to work for Star Citizen, but he started working for CIG like a few years after it started, I think after 3.0. But like, yeah, he's basically saying how much of an asshole he felt like once he actually started working there, because he thought everything was super easy to do, and how wrong he was.
Yep. Well, software always seems easy because you can explain it like real easy. Like, oh yeah, news, like it's a database. Have you ever used a spreadsheet before, just like that, with a little bit more? People are like, oh yeah, that seems like it should be really easy.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I make comments like that because I actually have built stuff. I'm not saying that I'm fast at doing it. Like I was talking about building an inventory system from scratch in Unity. That took me a while to do. But I have done it, so now I know how to do it, and what problems would arise. But the other thing to consider is I'm doing that in like a single player game that doesn't have to connect to a server, doesn't have to, like, I don't have to take things from a server's world and put them in my inventory. I'm just taking it from the game that I'm writing it in and putting it into like a different place, which is much easier to do.
Yeah. Well, if you've done, anyone that's done software knows, I've had like a piece of code that's running perfectly. And you think, oh, I'm just gonna add this little tiny enhancement that is adds a small, almost imperceivable feature,
right?
Like an extra column type of thing, and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning after you've been at it for like 7-8 hours, and the thing's not working. You have no idea why.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. My favorite is like I've built, like I've published specific builds and brought them over to my friends and watched him play it, and like he'll immediately come across something that just like I'd never had an issue with at all when I was testing it in the engine. Like I'm like, all right, just tell me what you think. He's like, well, I can't get it to play. And I'm like, what? So I re-export it, and then I'm actually at his house watching him, and somehow he's just able to soft lock the game, and I'm just like, how? Like, this never happened at all when I was testing it.
Well, yeah, as a developer, you're kind of working it as you designed it.
Right, no, that's exactly it. But like, I'm like,
if they hit like 2 keys out of sequence and that soft locks your code, it's like, well, you weren't supposed to hit that other button first. It was obviously that one's on the left, the other one's on the right. Why are you hitting the other one first?
Right. So the thing that he did was because I was testing it, right? So I was testing it, and I basically gave it so that the AI would every move, the only thing they would do is heal. So the only way to kill an enemy would be to get all 3 guys in the party to attack this specific target, because if they don't, the AI will heal him back up enough, because I gave him like the strongest healing spell that I had in the game. And so at a certain point, none of my friends' characters had any mana to spend or action points to spend in order to kill. Like, they couldn't kill him, so he basically. But the AI wasn't killing them. Like, so they were basically just stuck in a fight that no one could win. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was just basically testing how well the healing decision making was working. And that was on one specific enemy type, because I have like 20 different enemy types, and he got the one that was like focused on healing over everything.
I don't want to sidetrack your guys' game. What are you guys doing? I feel like I've taken. You guys aren't.
No, not at all. Sometimes it's more fun to just talk about the game than play it.
We are going to Miles Eckhart to tell him it's done.
Yeah, do we have to go back to him?
Oh, I don't know.
Are you gonna work up to the Idris? I think I did his chain once up to the Idris, and I think I've never.
We still have that Bob Vila mission.
You want to go kill Bob Vila real quick? Let's do that.
I think after I did the whole chain once. I think that's what I've done with most of the mission givers. I got like hooked on their mission tree, and I tried to get all the way down it in one of the versions. But then once you do that once, and they don't change it, then I'll just do like the first couple missions, like that Twitch. I'll normally do like only like 2 missions down her tree. I get to that prison ship, and then I don't do anything more. And I think some of them are only still one step, like that Clovis and Constantine and Hurston. They're just.
Well, Clovis has that new mission in the wake of disaster.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's his?
That's the salvage mission where you pay 150,000.
Oh, yeah.
Which we just discovered that was his mission. I think. I don't know if Quade knew or not, but I didn't. I don't think I knew.
I don't think I realized that either.
But yeah, I think he has one other mission.
He has a satellite mission, which is I really like. Because when that one worked well, it's one of those missions that generates the 2 simultaneous forks. So when you pick the mission to go retrieve the little circuit board, another mission gets pumped out for someone to stop you doing it. And so when that works, it's really fun, because sometimes I've gone out to the satellite, got the mission board, and no one comes out there, and usually the satellite can be a little bit bugged, because you have to kind of platform jump around to get to where the little circuit board is, and then sometimes it won't eject right, and you have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it to eject so you can pick it up, and then you fly out and turn it in, no harm, no foul. But a couple times I've had really fun times where while I'm trying to retrieve the circuit board, another ship shows up, and you get in a battle right there. Or what normally happens is the other guy shows up, because you have to go to a bunker and then turn it in down in that server room way in the back of that hallway. There's a card reader, and it only works when you have that mission. But you go into one of the underground bunkers, go down to the server room all the way to the back, and you have to insert it into like a PC back there. When I was doing that, I inserted it into the PC, and boom, got shot in the back. Because someone came in, followed me down. And
Gotta love it.
I could have. What happened is what always happens like with those little card readers, like I'd get the insert and it wasn't in my hand, so it wouldn't do anything, and so I had to get it out of my inventory, put it in my hand, then plug it in. And so the first 3 or 4 times I tried it, I couldn't get it to work, and I finally thought, okay, I gotta, equip it in my hand, and then it went up, and I finally got the button to say like insert circuit board, and then just as I was right clicking the mouse button, you got the bolt in the back of the head. Because I was so fixated, I wasn't even looking, and I'd been down in the bunker for a while, so yeah, I think I had just plenty of time to land, see my ship, call the elevator, follow me down. Yeah, so I like those missions. That's one thing I liked about Star Citizen. I think there's 2 or 3 of those that have they generate the 2 conflicting missions. Because one of the first missions I did as like a newbie was one of those. They send. It's like
I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, like, if every mission turns out to have like a counterpart mission where it's the opposite, it's like, oh, stop this player from doing the thing.
Well, some are opposite.
It'll get very annoying very quickly.
Well, some they have. They used to have those like the old versions, the oldest versions of the wreck, which would go out and pick up 3 little crates or
Yeah.
And so they had what they did with those is they had they only had so many of those little wrecks out there, so they would generate a mission for you to go out and they would generate like a illegal pair. So you were getting different items. So you would go out and get like a legal box, and another guy would go out and pick up an illegal box. But because of that, they kind of set you up to say if these 2 people do show up, they're not gonna, one person's gonna fire on the other because the illegal guys are gonna think that you're there tracking them, like with a bounty. And so that's what happened to me. I showed up as doing the legal mission. I came and like, hey, there's some other people in here. So I came up to the door, pretty much was waving at those guys like, hey buddies, isn't this a fun game? And like the guy shot at me and missed, so I ducked behind a wall, and that's one of my first proud moments of the game is I took out 2 guys, being like it's a raw noob in the game, barely knowing how to work my rifle. But since I was in a doorway with cover and they were kind of in a bigger room, they didn't have any cover really, like I did. Because they were in like it was my first time in a Starfarer also. Like, this is a weird ship, and I came up that little back ramp that goes into the big cargo hold, and they were already in there. And I could hear them, they were voice talking, and I didn't have my voice on. I just came and stood at the door, and I was like, I think I was looking at the wave icon so I could wave at them, all proud of myself. But they didn't see me for a minute, and I was like trying to like, hey, get their attention. And finally one guy's like, hey, there's some ship big. They turned around and like someone drew their gun and shot at me like, what the fuck? I thought we were all friends. But then I figured out like, I see what happened. About like a month or 2 later, I realized that there were like a couple different mission types that you could do. So I thought that was also like a creative way to kind of, because with space games, space is so big, it's easy. You could, like Elite Dangerous used to have that problem. You could play.
Never see anybody ever.
Yeah, for like months.
Unless it's at like the jump point.
Well, in fact, that was the whole idea behind power plays. They were trying to figure out a way to, to artificially corral people into, a few systems in a limited field of time, so you could kind of predict where other people were going to be playing and try to show up and interact with them. Because without that, you could just go anywhere and just be hunting around forever.
Oh boy, we're going in the cave.
I'm ready. I've got my grenade.
Wow, it's dark in here.
I like how it's just a sudden transition from daylight.
Yeah, it's just like... It's so weird because there's nowhere for the sunlight to come in here, but
Oh, come on. Really? I can't melee like this?
I think I played after they added the sand case. I the sand case of like, but not since they added
is that Bob Vila?
those new gems.
That guy hurt my hand. Some of these guys should have gems on them.
He doesn't have gems unless it's in his armor. What I'm taking is mining attachment.
Alright, I shot 2 guys down here. Three.
I've been playing that Terra Invicta a lot lately. They came out with a patch in July here that it's like the first patch they had in like 4 months. They did a whole bunch of balancing, which a lot of the balance they did was just perfect, and then they did some AI improvements, which in my playthrough right now is really kicking my ass. Because the first time I went through it, I got to the point where you get pretty OP, and I'm thinking I'm kicking all these aliens' asses, and even on my progression on the way up, I could keep the game under control, where I felt like I always could keep the upper hand if I wanted to, if they're kind of slow playing the aliens. But this time they're coming right at me and they're not letting me hide.
What kind of race did you do?
I played, the first time I played through I did the Resistance, and then I was going to do a different one this time, but then when I looked at all the changes they did, I thought the game became so different. Again, I think the Resistance is the one that makes the most sense to me, is if it's, I think it's because what, like, you know, what they did is like there's the 7 different factions, and they're kind of the different emotional reactions that like a human would have if aliens did show up. So there's kind of like suspicion and fear and anger and greed and worship. So I think the Resistance, which is now the one this is my second time through it, is like the one you're kind of suspicious and cautious of them. And then there's like Humanity First, which is the kind of we want to kill them no matter what. They're the angry guys. And then you got the religious nut jobs. They want to worship them and. But like they have this thing where the worship guys can give part of their territory to the aliens, and they start this alien nation, which really starts like just taking over Earth. And I never got that in the last playthrough because I always kept the other factions kind of under check. And this time through, those servant guys, the one that worship them, just gave I think the second most powerful nation in the game, China, to the aliens, and then China just started going crazy because they had a big army.
That's pretty awesome.
And so I had I had a real big fight on my hands trying to keep that under check. And they also attacked all my mining bases right off the bat, which they didn't do. And the first one I kept, you have like a hate meter, and there's things that you do that kind of draw the aliens' attention to you, so you can kind of avoid those for a while until you build up your technology.
Right.
And that's what I did last time. I kind of kept on the radar, built up my technology, and then I got to the point where I could kind of hold my own, but they could still kick my ass unless I came with a substantial force. I could overwhelm them. And that's why I kind of felt like, okay, I got this under control. But this time they're not letting me do that. They're coming right at, which I think is It's as I said, all the balance changes they made, they've all been an improvement.
It plays differently than how you're used to.
Yeah, well, I only played it twice. I played it with the last update they did was in March, I think, which is
Oh,
when
okay.
they did it. And then so I played that one through, and they because they were doing like monthly updates, doing little kind of bug fixes, and but on that March one I ran into actually one bug that was easy to avoid. It was something you did to trigger it, and so if you just didn't do that, you could kind of avoid triggering it. And actually, it was you had to take over an enemy's base, and then you had to finish that next kind of 2-week period at high speed. And if you did that, there was like a missed handshake with the game and the engine, and it would crash. So as long as you were at like if you finished the kind of reporting period with, and not just being at a real high time warp speed, then everything would work. That was easy to do. Whenever you took over a base, you had to make sure just at the end of the month you slowed the game down so it wouldn't get to that handshake problem. Now this time I haven't ran into any bugs, and even before I thought the balancing was pretty good. But like I said to you, I felt like, and that's why I was toying with kicking up the difficulty of the game and playing a different faction. Because the other thing I like is it has a good story, and you can tell that they're kind of they were mod writers. They did that. What was their mod, like Endless War or something for XCOM, but it's like one of the more popular mods for XCOM. And so then they got like a team together doing that, and they decided we should like spin off our own little game studio and try to do an independent game. So they did one, and then this is their second one. But you can kind of tell from the way you see a lot of games, they kind of come up with this, like a story outline, and they hire a professional writer to do it. And the professional writer, writes it good, but he's not into the, the kind of science fiction or the idea of the game. And you can tell that these guys, one of the guys that is actually doing the game and is in love with the idea is writing the story.
Right.
So the story is really well, it's not, it probably has like some grammatical flaws, but who cares? You're playing a game. You're looking for.
Oh, I hate to interrupt. Brevity,
Oh, no.
I threw a grenade at this guy, and it glitched out, and it threw my gun. And so I grabbed a shotgun that I found on the ground, but I don't know where my gun is.
It's probably just under the floor.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking around for it. But it was like, I threw the grenade, and then the grenade reappeared in my hands. And then I threw it again, and then I just saw my gun go flying.
That's one of the things I used to get so disappointed in Star Citizen. I'd be doing some mission and get killed, and then I also end up back at the space station. So I'd call like a little Mustang Alpha or something, fly back out there in a white suit, thinking I'm just gonna go out there, get to my body, and then loot all my armor back. And I'd get all the way back out there, get to my body, and I'd get right to the marker, and it would be 1 meter under the ground. It's like, God,
Yeah.
now I'm out here with no gun, no armor, in pajamas. And that's just so disappointing, because now you can't proceed, and you don't want to go all the way back to the space station to like re-equip. So God damn it. What's my password? That should be it. Uh-oh. Should be it. There we go. Nope. Oh, maybe it's.
I like that people were talking about how good the collection mode is with hand mining, and I'm like, what? So I tested it out, and I'm like, wow. I just took damage picking up some rocks with the laser. Quade is having a gun battle without me. Because I am lost. I think I fell in a hole.
I forgot my password.
Locate Bob Vila. What about Taco Bell? Nope.
Alright, I got him. Not Bob Vila, but the other guys. Ooh, who's shooting me?
What's funny is I went on the login screen. I typed my password a couple times. What I thought it was, and it wouldn't let me do it. Let me see it. But then it has a little link that says you forgot your password ? With the link. So I press that, and it takes me to the Robertson Space Industry website to a login page, asking me for my username and password to sign in. It's like, that's why I'm here. Here's an account recovery out.
Yeah, well, Brevity, there's one in there that I can't see. May even be invisible, I don't know.
Crafty bastard.
Yeah, he's inside this, the ground here.
Where the light is?
No, kind of where I'm shooting. He's over there. Sadly, I used my grenade up.
I
usually don't buy grenades. I have nothing but bad luck with them.
Yeah, you'd think I'd learn.
I blow myself up. I think the first like 5 times I tried to use them, I blew up myself every time. And then it's funny, I always loot them, never use them after that. I always have a stock of them, but I almost never equip them because I always forget. And every time I get to the point where I could use one, I think, I'll just shoot him instead. Here it is.
Yeah, do not go in there unless you want to get stuck.
Well, that's where the bad guy is.
Oh, is it? He's not in this corner here?
Oh,
Okay.
Maybe.
Typing in my right password. And it's not letting
Did
me
you
do
remember to change the end to an exclamation point?
What?
That's your password. You make a new one with an exclamation point. Now I'm further away, Brevity. I think I made a mistake. I think you were right. I think he was over there somewhere else.
He's with the cotton mold that's growing on the floor.
Rantodon.
Maybe he's the enemy that's shooting you through the walls.
Oh, god damn it. Probably right.
Oh wait, there's a thing over here that we didn't come through. Did we? Did we come through here?
Did they make you change your passwords or something on? Looking up my password inside like my password manager. It's not it in here.
I didn't have to change my password. They... Well, Bob Vila's got a gun. I thought that was Quade for a second. I was like, why is Quade staring at me with a gun? and then it's like, no, it's Bob Vila. And then he just walked out in front of me like a crazy guy.
Brevity.
Bob Vila? Hear me now and believe me later.
Alright, this is weird. So, just to make sure I wasn't crazy, I went to the Robertson Space Industries website and logged in there with the same username and password.
And
it worked.
Oh, possibly close your...
That's why I just remember they had that thing where if I updated it and went right to the challenge, it would fail.
That's what I was gonna say. There's a launcher update.
Well, I got the launcher update, and that's what happened, and it came back and said log in, and I just started logging in, and then just as I logged into the other site, I remembered there was that issue where if you tried to log in right after you updated it, it would always fail, but if you just closed down the launcher and then relaunched it, then it would work fine. So that's what I'm trying right now, and I bet it's gonna work. Nope. So I can fail.
There are like 3 more guys over here.
Sorry, I'm mining. I can't hear you.
Nice.
You're like, there's 3 guys over here, and then I just see like lights and stuff.
Well, I just found 3. You killed a bunch more people, basically.
Yep, so it worked. But I bet it was funny because I closed the launcher, launched it back in, and then I typed my password. You know, you have to type the email name first, and I put in at gamil.com. Batfinger Gmail.
Oh, I do that so many times.
When I thought this still doesn't work, those bastards, and I looked like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you wrote like Gamel or something.
The thing that I hate the most is I have an email at work which uses almost the exact same nomenclature that I use for another email. And when I'm at work, I'll use the wrong domain, and I'm like, why can't I log in? Why can't I log in?
Like
I don't get it. And I'll call like 2 different guys and be like, I don't understand. How can I not get on the network? This was working like 20 minutes ago, and then I look at so I stopped calling people. I just always check to make sure I got the domain name right.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than looking like an idiot.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like some mornings I'm just not awake, and I'm typing it in thinking, oh yeah, this is just, you know, another day, whatever, and then yep, can't get into my email. It's probably because I typed it in wrong. So I don't call anybody and be like, are you guys having issues with the email servers? It's actually all through Gmail now. It's like it's not even like we used to do POP3 or IMAP, or whatever the heck it's called. And they stopped doing that. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna use email or Gmail because it's easier to do.
Yep. I've been in the. I'm old enough that I got to see like the whole transition. My first like email account was where I had like an internet like
At AOL.com.
no, I never had an AOL account, but it was it wasn't like an ARPANET one, but it was
ARPANET. Wow.
it was, but no, it wasn't that one. I had my dad's friend had like one of the like a real low ARPANET login, but it was one of like those old services that was back like with like Gophers, but like before www. But there was
Right.
you had to sign up for this special thing, and then you got like this email account, but you had to kind of log into it, and then it would like dump a bunch of your mail out to you, and then
It would take it off the server as well.
Yep. So it's like a store forward thing, and then then we switched off of that, and we got MCI mail accounts. So we had the same kind of thing, but it was like modem based. You had to dial up this modem and get your email. It was funny because I was right next to this, like we're in an office building, so I'm like in one office, and the guy I'm sending emails right next to me, so I'd send him an email, and then because it had like stuff written down that you could reference, and so then I'd walk over to his office, and it's like, yeah, I just sent you an email. I was like, open that up so I can like walk you through it, and like you guys are like, I haven't checked my emails like since 10 o'clock this morning, because you'd end up doing it like twice a day, because it took 5 or 8 minutes to manage to log in and like download all the messages and then log off. So
Yeah.
like, they'd walk over there and it's like, oh wait, okay, I'll go to the bathroom and come back in 10 minutes. Then we went to CC Mail. That was like one of those like dedicated office email programs that have all gone by the wayside, I think.
For the longest time, we were using Thunderbird, and just because I don't know, it's just super easy. Like, if you know how to set up a POP3 account, like, it's pretty straightforward. But I've set up like websites in the past, and trying to get the email servers working correctly is a pain in the ass. So now that our company is just like, yeah, we're just gonna do Gmail. I'm like, yeah, there's probably a guy in Toronto that was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this ever again. Cause I've been there. I'm just like, I do not want to set up another email server, because there's like a whole bunch of settings that you can like super easily just screw everything up, or make it insecure or unsecure. Yeah, it's an insecure server. It doesn't feel good about itself.
Oh, I was thinking they redid the whole Robertson site. I was all pissed off, and then I realized I was at support.
I was gonna say, are you sure you didn't go to the wrong URL?
Doesn't
I
seem to be working.
just typed it in an auto match, so I guess the last time.
He went to Robbins Space Industry.
I wanted to see if I have
Baskin Robbins Space Industry.
31
anything
leave
in
it.
my hangar. Now it is Year of the Rooster. So they haven't done any like giveaways since last Christmas? You could get like free shit. I guess they normally didn't, because it all comes at the end of the year. They do the Christmas and the Halloween, and I don't think
Well, they're doing something right now, actually, for the guide system and the Freedom Festival, or what the heck they're calling it.
But you have to go help somebody, right?
Well, we could help each other, quote unquote.
I just like the ones where you have to like just do something in the game, and then you get credit.
Well, there is what was it previously? Those those Chinese New Year cards.
Yeah, well, that's the last ones I got.
I think that's the last thing.
Yeah.
There will be something for Citizen Con, but I don't think you're gonna have to do anything. You just have to log into your account.
That's what I think is at the end of the, because I normally like they would do the one at Halloween where you'd have to like go to the Jump Town location and you just had to walk in through the door of the building, and then you would get that that special helmet they did.
Yeah, I never did any of those. I don't really care about that stuff.
It's funny because I think I always do them, but then I never use them. I like that Luminaria thing.
I like the Luminaire because like some of that stuff is actually like some of the paints for ships. I'm like, yeah, I'll take some ship paints, but like
by the 12 days, there's like probably like two good things in there, like a ship paint for a ship that you actually either have or that you normally get is on your normal rotation.
Yeah.
And then you get like the green. But actually, I actually used I got that green FS9 and.
Yeah, the FS9 is like one of my favorite guns.
Well, and since you get it free now, is when they do a wipe, you can actually use that after a wipe, and I actually did that. But then you get those sweaters and the beanie hats that match the sweaters.
Yeah, all that stuff I didn't care for, but
I always collect it just because it's got that completionist thing in the game. It's like I want to get everything. I like it. I like better when it's in the game rather than because even like the Luminaria thing, you have to like log into the website like once a day and type in a code or have an autofill. I think that's what I did. Is I'd go to the website every day and autofill the code and click a button and then you get the deal. And it's like I'd much rather have done that like by you're going up to like a little kiosk in the game. You have to go buy a cup of coffee at that coffee stand or something, and that triggers it. Or they have those unused ATM machines. I never realized why they didn't hook that up to that Cash App. So I thought you should be able to go up to those little in-game ATM machines and do the same.
Yeah, I actually don't like the fact that you just get money. Someone sends it to you. You don't get the option to decline it. You don't get the option to just store it there.
Yeah, like it's a needed feature because you just like reuse it for when you do like your group mission. One guy's got to get paid. You got to distribute it out, so it's required. But then I don't think I've gotten any free gifts. Just from someone like seeing your name in chat and sending you money. But I think I've seen that before where someone saying something like they're a new player, then someone's like, check your balance. And the guys are like, what? Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, do this. And like, hey, you got like $5 million now. I was like, there you go. And it's like, dude, that probably like, that might have ruined his time. Because some of your best fun is you're kind of trying to build up stuff initially in the game. And someone just gives you like the golden.
Yeah, until the next wipe.
Well, but like your first time through it, it's fun. So if you're a brand new player, kind of like learning how to do everything, and because then you do those like little missions that are only worth like a couple hundred AUC, and it's like wow, I just got paid 100 AUC, and it's like it feels so big. Like from some of the box delivery missions. So when I first started playing, they had this one that was kind of cool where you would have to get one. What's that item that you can't go into? You can't do a quantum jump.
Oh yeah, the
Dolomite or
yeah.
No, that's. But it's the same with ones they use for like Xenothreat. But you'd have to pick up a carton of that. There's only one carton, and then you'd have to fly it from one place on Hurston to a place on Hurston, the opposite side of the planet. could jump to it. So you had to fly in normal space over there. But it was like 3 or 5 times as much as a regular box mission. So I saw that and like, oh, I'm just doing these. It's like, this is the way to make money. And it was actually kind of fun because I learned how to navigate and fly. Because normally you fly up to 10,000 feet, you hit the jump button, and you're there. But I actually had to like learn how to navigate around the planet and fly in normal space. And you got to see more of the terrain. But it would take you like 20 minutes to fly over to the other side of the planet. So that really wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme. But it felt like it at the time. I was thinking like, I'm exploiting the game. But they canceled those missions. I was trying to
Brevity,
think
I'm
we
getting
could
some
say-
big inventory delays here.
Are you? I'm actually at max inventory. I have to carry the last stone out by hand.
That's dedication. Oh, I didn't actually kill this guy.
What? You just left him incapacitated?
Yeah,
Stomp on him.
I did.
Wait, curb stomping people in the game.
Guys are just out here minding their own business.
I think that
Minding
time
their own business.
that we were out at the what's that that security outpost where you clear your
Korea?
yeah is that time we were out there with AU and AU like got glitched in the wall and Quade got shot out off the landing platform. So I came out trying to help him and AU is just stuck on a wall, our best player. And Quade is like incapacitated, but he's kind of gone into third person view so he can watch people, and I'm trying to get out to him, and this guy's like snipering me, and I'm like juking around. So I finally run back into the building to get in under cover, and I run into his buddy coming around the corner with his gun out, just drills me. But so I go down incapacitated, so I go into third person view to see what's going on, and the guy comes over and just stomps on me and like
Brutal.
but it made me laugh though. I think that's what I was expecting. I thought he's gonna. Well, I went in there so I could tell Quade if he was coming out the door or not. But I don't know why, because you were already dead. Maybe I was trying to tell AU where he was, or you were already incapacitated. But I think that's why I came in, and I came in my cutter and scooped you in the back door like an ice cream scoop.
That was a good corpse rescue. Or I guess no, I was incapacitated.
Yep. But we were worried because I think we were worried that the players were still there and they had better ships than my cutter.
Well, they stole my Redeemer.
Oh yeah, that was funny too. We get back, Quade, so hey, my Redeemer's on the pad. Which I guess is what happens, because they would land it on the pad, get out, and then they can't store it. So we just sit there until it.
You're on board,
timed out
Brevity?
again.
Yeah, I got on.
Engines online.
I'm getting in my gun seat.
Yeah, I think I gotta go back to Hurston because I am badly injured.
Oh, why didn't you say so? I got some med pens.
I mean, I'm fine there. I just have stuff I gotta heal at a med bed.
I'm actually curious if I have wounds. No, even though I lost I almost died. I was at 20% HP. Because Bob Vila was snuck up around the corner on me. And then he just stared at me like a crazy person.
Zombie Bob Vila.
Something I'm disappointed. I never got my Pisces medical. Because I was all excited when they finally put that into the game, and I was gonna get it, but then they kept on doing all those wipes, and I never. There's always another ship I wanted more.
I think you can buy it now.
Yeah, it was available when I was still playing, but it is they did like a series of wipes right in a row. So like I'd get up a couple of ships and then they would wipe me back, and then so I'd get up a couple of ships. And there was always like I can get this one or the Pisces. It's like the Pisces fun, but it's too much like the cutter that I had. And there's another ship that I thought if I get this other one, I'll be able to do more shit than just having a cutter with a med bed.
Quantum travel.
And I never got a Cutlass Red either. And for a while I played when they were really good, when you could actually spawn in them.
Yeah, I kind of want to get a Pisces red or medical Pisces or whatever you want to call it. I'm a little disappointed with the fact that they still haven't restored all the ships that people lost in when 319.1 came out.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're planning to do it either.
No, I know, because you would have heard something by now.
Well, they're doing a 320 wipe, right?
That's not clear.
Well, they haven't said they are.
Well, that's what I was figuring when I.
YouTubers are like, oh, they're definitely gonna wipe. They're definitely gonna wipe. Here's why they're gonna wipe. Click on my clickbait title.
Well, I think that's when they'll deal with the missing ships one way or another. Either they'll do a wipe, which is like we fixed it that way, or they'll do something to recover them when 320 ships. There's no sense in doing it now because they're in between patches, and that's almost you're more likely to break something and then end up with that 319 1A and 1B.
Yeah,
and 1B.
I mean, I think part of their deal too, though, is they don't want to do it because of all the exploits, right? So people were just farming a ton of cash and then lost the ships, and it didn't matter, and they just farmed a bunch of cash and brought them back. So I don't know, they might wait.
There's more incentive to buy one now with real cash.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
That's one thing bad about their model is every once in a while you can almost see that happening. It's like, well, we could.
Please proceed to assign
Like with salvage, we got this brand new salvage feature. It's really cool, but the only way you can experience is that you got to buy a vulture
or a reclaimer.
But then that was they did the wipe.
The reclaimer cost 30 million to get in game or something.
Yep. So they wipe everybody. And it's like you can buy the reclaimer. It's not like we're forcing you to buy anything with real cash. And it's like, yeah, but the only way you could get that is you have to like go out and buy AUEC with real cash, or just sit there and grind like 24 hours a day for 4 weeks. Or you can buy a ship where the reclaimer comes as one of the loaners.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep the reclaimer. I like it, but
once the vulture comes out in game, that. Well, actually, the reclaimer was fun.
I'm sitting on it right now because
Pleasant stay.
I'm hoping that they come out with the ship crunching at some point relatively soon. And when I say relatively soon, I mean like in the next 2 years. Did they do a video?
Yeah, I think it was showing like their alpha version of that or whatever, their prototype.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything now, because they have shown salvage gameplay for like 4 years. Sandworms, that's not something I'm going to expect that comes out until like 420. That's when sandworms are going to come out.
Right.
That sandworm thing was an out and out like lie that they pulled. But like salvage, I think that was a feature that they kept on saying it's definitely shipping this year for like 4 years in a row.
I don't think the sandworm thing was a lie. I just think that it was very disingenuous what they were doing, because like the sandworm itself and all of the stuff surrounding it was very much scripted.
Well, as they said, they did it only for that the video that they produced, and they had no plans of putting it in the game even to this day.
No, there are definitely plans.
No, but no work done on it.
No, outside of the animations and everything, yeah, there hasn't been any actual work that
Even
we
I
know
think
of. I
saw
think that might be something that shows up in Squadron,
I think
potentially.
someone said that the animations that they did for that video are not usable in what they have for for the game, but it was done in a
Is
way that
that
the game couldn't use it.
is that a YouTube expert saying that?
No, it
Because
is because where did I see that? It was a CIG guy saying it was like a question and answer thing, and they were talking about different types of like life forms in the game
right.
coming out, and then he was saying that they had they'd started working on a couple of them, and I forgot which ones they were, but they were kind of simpler, more like herbivore type things that would be just something moving around, kind of like a movable background object. There was not too
Yeah,
many.
that's they're working on that stuff right now. They're calling it Boids, and
Yeah,
Boids generally means
so it's like a destroyable object. So they walk around, they animate, you can kill them, and they drop down and become motionless. But they don't attack you or anything like that. They're not like an NPC level animation.
right.
So,
It's meant to be just an insignificant creature or like flock of creatures.
yep. And so then, so they were talking about that and how that would be their first round, but then they had plans to do a bunch of neat, stuff down the road, and stuff in caves that would jump out and attack you, and to make that like a scarier space. And then one of the questions was like, "What about that sandworm that you showed a couple years ago? That attacked you?" And the guy's all, "Well, yes and no." And he kind of said they had done it for that thing, and in fact, it was one of those things you wonder if the guy got in trouble for it because he's being a little bit too honest. Because he said that they had to do some work to put it in that video, and it's
Well, that was the whole point. Was the idea was to do that for CitizenCon, and that was the whole like production of CitizenCon that year. Basically, they try to do something every year for CitizenCon.
But the guy actually said that he wished that they only worked on stuff that was in the game and not stuff for just pure marketing purposes like that was. It's like, wow, that's more honest than you expect a guy to say. And he wondered if his boss was like, yeah, we don't like to say that.
Don't let your recovery endanger your coworkers. Some medication and treatments may
You might
affect
feel
your
that way,
noticeableness
but
and
shut the fuck
alertness.
up.
Be sure to
You're
discuss
not
side
gonna go
effects
on
with your doctor or
Jared's show
pharmacist.
But I think I've done that as an employee of a company, once or twice. So you're out being like a public spokesman, and you get some kind of challenge, and then you answer it more like you're the real person that you are, rather than
Right.
it's like
Rather than the bullshit.
it's like I think one time it happened. I was out like on a press tour, and the press guy asked me something. I answered it, and it was one of those things where I was like in a car. I was with this I was with this PR person. We were driving around New York the entire day, which is going to the different computer magazines back to back. And so I didn't. So it was like you're doing like 10 meetings in a day or something. They're just like little half-hour meetings where I'm showing off this product that we're going to be launching in a month. So like I'm halfway through the day and I get this question and I answer it, and I remember like looking over at the PR person, and they were kind of like frowning. And we got back in the car and they didn't say anything, but then like on the way over the next thing, I was thinking, fucking probably shouldn't have said that. And then like for the rest of the day, I was worried that I was gonna get this call because I figured the PR person had to like call that back in, but they didn't want to berate me because they weren't in like my chain. Actually, they were a separate company, so it was like a company that we contracted. So they didn't want to challenge me, but I knew they probably had to call it in, and then their boss called my boss.
You got a rat.
But I never heard about it. So I think the PR person just frowned like, oh, that's...
To help you return to the job.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, that's something I probably wouldn't have recommended that you said. But they didn't want to, because I was like a product manager, so I figured I was high enough up in the company that I might say like, we don't want to use that PR company anymore. PR companies are a dime a dozen.
In her book, Dynamics of a Mindful Life,
And I
Maria
like those
Preston
PR,
showed that
those PR guys
health
always,
isn't
they
merely
were
the
fun to
concern
travel
of
with
the
because they were,
individual.
you end up having to
Everyone
travel with
working
them for
together
like,
to build a healthy
yeah, I go out
planet.
like on a week-long trip with them, and you're going like to New York and Chicago, just doing all these meetings, and they are, some of them were like hard drinkers, and
Yeah.
like, and lots of fun. We're leaving this one magazine parking lot, and like we were always, we were late the whole time because each meeting would go a little longer, and you start, whatever buffer zone you had built in between meetings, because you get into traffic and stuff would just start evaporating. So we're going through this parking lot trying to get out so we can get on the way to the next, magazine building, and there's this big fat like woman, like there's like a secretary or something, and she's walking out to her car, but she's walking like right down the middle of the aisle where the cars go between all the parking spaces, and we were in one that was a dead end, so there's no other way that we could have gone, so we're just crawling behind her, and I think the guy kind of tapped the horn or something, like maybe she didn't notice that this car was like right behind her, and she's walking like, so slow, it's painful, and she doesn't look back, but she just puts her hand up and kind of like waves like we're supposed to go around, but there was no room on either side of her because she was so wide. So the guy kind of taps it again, and then she puts her hand up and again, and she turns around and it's like, she said something like, drive around me or something. The guy's like, I don't have Remember, I just spit. I was like laughing so hard because it was so unexpected. 'Cause I had just come out of this meeting where I was trying to be super professional. I was like still in that kind of mindset. And then when he
Yeah.
just lashed out, drive around. It's like only got half a tank.
I think I've gotta call it. I am
Yeah.
getting quite sleepy. I thought I'd have a little more stamina in me tonight, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I got up super early today, and I'm definitely not going to last much longer myself.
You know, before we do that, though, let me go back to the bar and see if Eckhart will talk to me again, or if we just have to wait for the mission to appear. Because that would be good to know.
I'm not boring you with my my boring story.
No, not at all. It's more just... They're sitting here, and I'm like,
Grandpa
oh my god,
Kraig
I'm so
telling his
tired.
story. Used to buy it for a nickel.
You looking for somebody?
Yeah, no, he won't talk to me.
Who are you looking for?
You're looking for somebody? Nobody.
Those are all stories from my pink shirt guy days.
That's right.
Pink what?
That Peter Norton, he's on that book that the guy said he's the. What movie was that from, Quade? Where he says it's
The fantastic, highly underrated movie Hackers.
Oh, yes. Never heard of it.
and there's a line in the movie where the guy says it's from that pink shirt guy, and I actually didn't ever notice it because actually I have that book, and he's wearing a pink shirt, but Peter Norton had this stereotype pose that he was always in with his shirt sleeves kind of rolled up with his arms crossed in front of him, but it was normally all done with this one photo. It was a white shirt, but he had, on that book cover they kind of redid the picture, and it was him kind of standing full length rather than just from the waist up, and he was kind of in a pink shirt doing that arms crossed. So I never think about that. When I first started at the company, one of my jobs is I had to take the backup tapes to the safety deposit box in the bank once a week and kind of switch out the ones that were there for off-site backup. And in that
Nice.
safety deposit box was the photo the famous Peter Norton photo and it was in there because they used it for, it was like the main company image. So they were safeguarding it in
Yeah, the reason that comes up is like, you know, the new the new cool hacker in town is trying to join the cool group of hackers at his high school. And so they're quizzing him by throwing all these books in front of him to see if he knows what they are. And so there's like all these, it's like, oh, this is the Department of Defense mainframe, maintenance guide, and like that's the pink shirt book, and this is that one, and so like that's where that comes up.
That was
this ridiculously implausible scenario.
That was a famous book because it was the Peter's Programmer's Guide to the IBM PC.
Yeah.
And so it actually went through all the different BIOS and DOS interrupts for the old DOS programming. In fact, someone told me once is all I needed that book and the C programming, the K&R C programming language book, and that's all I needed, and I could do the job that I was being hired for.
Huh. I think I just recorded almost 3 hours of the like little splash screen I have set up. I never hit the button to switch it to the main screen.
Listening to Kraig's stories.
I think I'm gonna post it to YouTube anyway. all our viewer will be very upset. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, put a real cool like Star Citizen thumbnail on it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it back and see when I made that switch or if I did.
Some guy's like 2.5 hours into it. I'm still in the stream starting soon.
Are you starting yet?